Hello friends, welcome back to our channel Smart Techie. Today we shall be dealing with flow nets. What are actually flow nets and what are the applications of it? So flow net is nothing but a graphical representation of flow of water through a soil mass. It is a combination of flow lines and equipotential lines. Okay, so if you see in this particular figure, you have a dam, and below the dam you have a flow net. Okay, which is having all the equipotential lines and which is having the flow line. So flow lines represent the path of flow along which the water will seep through the soil. So as the name says, along which the water flows. And equipotential lines are basically those which are formed by connecting the points of equal total head. So a combination of flow lines and equipotential lines is nothing but a flow net. It is very much important when it comes to the concept of dams basically. So coming to the properties of flow net. So a typical flow net will basically have the angle of intersection between the flow line and equipotential line as 90 degrees. So they have to be orthogonal to each other. Two flow lines never intersect each other. Okay, or two flow lines or two equipotential lines can never cross each other. Okay, if you see this particular figure, you find that the flow lines are having some space in between, or if you find the equipotential lines, they are also having some space in between, so they do not intersect each other. Equal quantity of seepage occurs in a flow channel, and a flow channel is a space between the two flow lines. So this is one flow line, this is one flow line. So the distance or the space which is in between is usually called as the flow channel. The head loss is same between two adjacent potential lines. The flow nets are drawn based on the boundary conditions only. That is, they are independent of permeability of the soil and the head which is causing the flow. So it basically depends only upon the boundary. The space which is formed between the flow lines and the equipotential line is a flow field which should be in a square form. So this particular space which is between the equipotential lines and the flow line is usually called as a flow field. Either the flow lines or the equipotential lines are smoothly drawn curves. Okay, so even if they are orthogonal to each other, these are nothing but perfect curves. These are the properties of flow nets. Coming to the applications of flow net, the flow net is very much useful to determine the parameters in seepage analysis of soil. Okay, we can calculate what is the rate of seepage loss, we can calculate the seepage pressure, uplift pressure, as well as the exit gradient. So coming to the rate of seepage loss, the rate of seepage loss is denoted by the letter Q. Okay, and it is usually determined using the expression K into H, NF by ND, delta B by delta L. NF is nothing but the number of flow lines, ND is nothing but the number of equipotential lines. H is the head causing the flow, K is the coefficient of permeability. Delta B is the width and delta L is nothing but the length of the flow field. This is a very important equation and we have many numericals to solve regarding using this equation. Second one is seepage pressure, which is given by PS. So it is nothing but gamma W into H. As we all know what is gamma W, it is the unit weight of water. H is the hydraulic head after N potential drops. Okay, so this H can be written as capital H minus N into delta H because it depends upon N potential drops. And what is delta H? Delta is H is nothing but H divided by ND. So this is again an important formula. Coming to the uplift pressure, which is denoted by the letter PU. The uplift pressure at any point within the soil mass can be used by using the formula gamma W into HW. Okay, what is gamma W? We already know it is unit weight of water. What is HW? It is the piezometric head or the pressure head. Okay, so how do you calculate the pressure head? It is nothing but total head minus elevation head. Okay, so it is plus or minus z depending upon the boundary conditions. Lastly, we have the exit gradient. What is actually exit gradient? It is the hydraulic gradient at the downstream end of the flow line where seepage water from the soil mass joins the free water at the downstream end. Okay, so whatever water is seeping from the soil mass basically joins with the free water which is flowing at the downstream side. So exit gradient is nothing but delta H by delta L. Delta H is nothing but potential head drop between equipotential lines, and delta L is nothing but length of the flow field. So this is again an important formula. So you see that there are basically four applications of the flow nets, and all those play a very important role in determining the seepage basically of the dams. Thank you.